In the greenhouse game, each week begins with 3 players entering the greenhouse, earning power in deciding who goes home each cycle. Players in the greenhouse designate which players are vulnerable at each week's banishment. Additionally, players are able to earn seeds, the in-game currency, and the vulnerable players can use those seeds to buy their way out of precarious situations. Alliances must be forged, lies must be told, and at the end of each cycle, someone has to go home. It's the ultimate game of negotiation. Do you strike now or save your power for later? Do you save a valuable ally or do you save your seeds? 13 enter, 1 will leave. This is the greenhouse. In her exit interview, Maddie left 8 seeds to Patrick.
So you had 8 seeds.
I had 8 seeds.
Iconic. And what did you do with those seeds?
I gave them to Patrick.
So Patrick has all 8 of those seeds right now as they go into Final Four. And as you know, and as a reminder to the viewers at home, when you reach Final Four, it's all about the seeds.
Yeah.
Because your seeds become your votes, and your banked votes become your votes. And truly, whoever can wiggle their way with the most seeds carries that power into the finale. So we are in for a treat because that's a big number, and I've heard some other big numbers floating around. So
Interesting.
We'll see.
Okay, well, yeah, I betrayed some people. I think they all probably hate us, which is awesome.
And they just had to wake up from their naps.
I know,
so
now they
they're
are
extra
tired.
bitter.
I think I'm gonna be the most hated person here tonight. Oh, I don't know about that, Chief.
No.
Tell me how Lily's gonna look me in my face and say, "Hey, you know what? You deserve my
She's
vote."
She's gonna look me in my face and say, "You were supposed to be my friend, not my back."
Fair.
Hello Final Four, it is time for the final banishment of the greenhouse. All of the seeds you have will now be used as votes. You are voting for someone to win final immunity. The player who receives the most votes will eliminate the final player from the game. If there is a tie, all members of the tie become finalists. So, if 2 people tie, they become a final 2, and the other 2 players are eliminated. If 3 players tie, then they become a final 3, and the 4th player is eliminated. If there's a 4-way tie, which I do not think is possible, we'll go over those rules when we get there. I would be shocked. But anyway, now's the time to get ready for that. I would prefer very quick, but I do understand that this is a big decision.
So we are giving our seeds to people the person we want to have final immunity.
Huh?
That's what you said?
Yes, so during the talking period, treat it like an auction. Hand people votes as you want, because you cannot vote for yourself. You might want to give your seeds away to enable them to vote for you,
Absolutely.
for example.
Okay.
And then we'll line up and you'll come to the voting booth with your seeds and use them like you did the blue chips.
Gotcha.
You can use bank votes here and they are transferable. Okay? Any questions? All right, get to discussing.
What it comes down to is who's the bigger threat of those two. Because I really feel like our games are going to be greatly discounted comparatively to theirs because they're a little bit more of like front face type players. So what do you think? I'm willing to hear you out on who you think should go. I would like the vote because I don't think I've made like a big I can look at this and say like this was my move. It's kind of just like I've been with the group that's been doing stuff and I've been on the wrong side of the vote a few times. So I would like this vote and I have a fuck ton of them things in there.
Okay.
So I'm willing to hear you out for pros and cons for both of them.
I like Clay.
Yeah, I love Clay. Great guy.
He's great. Working with Brody's been good. He's been loyal.
Yeah, he really has. I respect that a lot about him.
There's no reason, at least well to me, and hasn't led me astray and has kind of shot me straight. So like that to me, that is, regardless of how that plays out in the jury for other things like that, it's important to me, and I like that kind of
Player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I would be more comfortable losing to Brody, if that makes sense. Like if it's me, you, and Brody, and we lose to Brody, I would be willing to like live with it. I feel a little bit like iffy because I feel like we played a huge role in this game. I feel like with Brody, it would be a lot more of like a dogfight, like how we explain ourselves. And with Clay, it might just be like overshadowed.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to figure out with this like final three thing. Like, what's the best?
I mean, how many
Wait,
chips
no.
do you have? Because I have
I have 6.
how
How many is that? 10, 12?
I think it's 12. 'Cause
Okay.
she had 8.
Okay.
And she was gonna give them to me.
Okay.
So my plan was to give them to Brody. And if you want to give me yours, then that would just show up that I get it. And then if for some reason something happens, and like Brody wants to give them to Clay, I would probably go. Which I mean, I would live with it, but I just feel like I would love to see me, you, and Brody in the final, or even me, you, and Clay, if that's what you want. I'm kind of leaning on the side that you were talking about with Brody. I've been with him longer. I knew where Brody's head was at the whole time.
Yeah.
I never felt like I had to really question him, whereas like Clay would make moves and help people that weren't in my best interest, and I just kind of, I feel like there's just like 1 or 2 things that he did that wasn't directly in my best interest, whereas Brody was. Like I think Brody did a great job in the Lily vote.
Yeah, he
helping
did.
y'all because
He
that was
orchestrated it well.
Yeah, that was a big thing because we needed that at the time, and I just feel like Clay was in with the. It was aligned with more people in the jury than anyone else that's still in the game.
So we have 16 total. He has 12.
16. Okay.
With the bank votes.
So
Theo, bank votes are just 1 vote, correct?
Correct.
So,
put them all toward the same person. So there's no tie.
Exactly.
3 of us go.
yep.
Yeah.
Who do we want?
I was
I would
gonna
love-
recommend giving it to Johnny.
That's fine. I would love to vote Patrick off to his face.
I would also do it if Johnny didn't want to do it.
I would love to do it just because I feel like I've been working him all day as I'm with him. That's personal where I'm at, but at the same time, I trust both of you, so we
I
just need to make
I
sure.
feel like
So what I
Johnny
want-
hasn't been able to make like a big move
Mhm.
in the game, and this could be like a cool final thing for him to do if he was up for it.
That's fine.
It would be a slap in the face either way because it'd be unanimous against him.
True. But I think no matter what, we give it all to one person.
Absolutely.
And then one
Because
person
I don't
makes
want it
the
to
vote.
tie.
Because what I don't want to do is I'm voting and you're voting for Johnny kind of thing. Like I'd rather give all mine to you, you vote for Johnny.
Yeah.
You good with that?
Yes.
Dylan? I think Patrick's probably the most dangerous.
I think so.
He's
too.
the one that's been in the outs the longest.
Absolutely.
So, and at the same time, I want to go to the end of the people at the
Yeah.
football game.
For sure.
So,
Okay, it's easy for me.
yeah.
I just need to know. I need to figure out who we're giving the seats to.
Do you want it? Because
Here's-
I was thinking you, but if you don't want it,
Here's
I
what
would
I'm
like
thinking.
I would love to vote Patrick off to his face. And here's my reason. I've been feigning like I'm working with him to the final 2 this whole time. That way he can get us all here. And so I would love to be the one, hey Patrick, love you, great player, not making it today.
Okay.
That's personal where I'm at. But at the same time, I'm gonna do this. You do these with these what you want. So
So if I want to, I give these back to you.
when you go to vote. Because so whoever goes into the vote, you have to keep those. And you vote with them in the clay pots.
I don't know how that's gonna be like if I vote him out. If that were to be, if I had to do that role, I don't want to burn a bridge in the jury type of thing.
I don't know how he takes it. I think he's a game player, first and foremost, so I think he'd appreciate the game move. And I think it does, and Clay was saying this as well, I think it does give you a move at the end of the game of, hey, I made the final move, kind of thing. But that's a you call and what you feel comfortable with at the same time. And if you want to give it to Clay, then just give it to Clay and let him do it. It doesn't matter.
Well, because I can't have these, right? Well, no, because
so you have to vote for someone else. If you have that, you vote for me or Clay, and whoever gets the most votes is the final head of the greenhouse and makes the final. You're gone.
wait, but he
vote.
has 12 votes.
Correct. So you need to get some from Clay.
Right. So then we would have 16.
Correct.
So then I have 6 of those 16.
No.
I'm
you keep
confused.
all of the votes before we go to the final vote. It'll be with one, me, you, or Clay.
Oh, I got you.
We say, hey, we want Johnny to win. Brody, you take all the chips and vote for Johnny.
I got you. I'm sorry. I was overthinking.
No, you're
that.
good.
I don't know, because I feel like my game has been a little bit more lower key compared to like yours or Brody's. So I don't know if there's like anyone in there who's like going to bat for me or stuff like that.
Right.
Whereas I feel like, you know, Brody, every time he comes into a game, is a huge threat.
Yeah.
And so the fact that he's still here and in such a good position is impressive.
Yeah.
And you came into this game, and I didn't know you, but I was immediately kind of like drawn to you, and also intimidated by you because I knew.
Thank you. I'm kidding.
Nah. So I knew the style of
Honestly,
game.
my favorite compliment.
Yeah, I knew the style of game that you would play was the game where you could get here, and then just like turn it on, win over a jury, and like so that also scares me. I would personally like the vote for banishment in this instance, just because I feel like all of y'all have had to like, you know, look someone in the face and like backstab them. I don't think I've had that yet, so I feel like it would be most fair if I did it. I don't know what I would do with it at this moment.
Well, I think that you've had your moments of the back, maybe not backstabbing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the underhand. You
Yeah,
know, like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
kind of with Victoria.
That is true, yeah.
And you famously did initiate the whole thing against Lily. Do you remember that?
It wasn't, I understand like that thing for like the daisy chain, but my thinking was that they were a group of three that would always pick each other over me. I wasn't necessarily targeting Lily. It just turned out to where like
Yeah.
Victoria had the
Yeah, y'all were trying to break.
Yeah,
and I got on.
yeah,
And I got on
no,
board with
I know,
that because
and
I you know.
and I think that you pivoted
um,
in an excellent way, which is like another like.
I think that really saved. I think that saved my game, honestly.
100%, because you literally could have gone down with that ship, and I think you made an excellent play, which is, I mean, another like. I think this Final Four is super strong.
I think it's good.
Yeah, and I thought this when I played Big Brother and I got second. I think I played a game good enough to win, but you never know. It's literally up to what they see of me, how they perceive me, how I answer the questions that I get in there, if I'm there. Brody could easily just backstab me right now, send me home, but I don't know if that would make me want to vote for him more or less, because I think Clyde's just gonna win if he's still in the Clay. I think Clay's just gonna win if he's in the game. The way he pivoted away from his friends, to me, was the single biggest move of the game. To go from so insulated with the power to when they get targeted, be able to shift away and still be so safe. That's so impressive to me. So I'm not even just blowing smoke when I say I think he's the biggest jury threat. I genuinely believe that he would get my vote if I were to go home. And I'm not even going to threaten Brody with that, because I think that's dumb. I think that if he wants me to be in the end with him, I'll be in the end with him. If not, hopefully Clay wins.
So do you want it?
Yeah, I can do it.
Do you want to vote or me?
I'll vote.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
Do you want me?
I'll go.
You feel okay with that?
Well, my biggest thing is I just wanna. I know that's a I trust you. Like you will tell me straight up.
Absolutely.
I don't know the strategy for the jury thing. I don't want to fair.
And
as
it's
the
not
one
even
who
it's not even a strategy.
backstabs.
We're still doing the same thing that we've always planned to do.
Mhm.
I just don't feel like you have made like a ton of
Like big
moves. So this can be the one where you're like, bye. You know, like however you want to do it.
Okay.
We're still all on the same. The three of us are on the same page.
No, I just feel
And
like
I think he knows he's on the outs. He's feeling it.
Yeah, and I trust
He
you.
tried to say that me and Brody would be the toughest to face a jury, and I don't feel that for myself. And he said, you know, y'all have done the most backstabbing and all that. And I said, well, famously, you did kind of crusade against Victoria.
Right.
And I said, and let's not forget, you also kind of started the whole campaign against Lily. So I was like, I wouldn't necessarily say like me and Brody have been playing super dirty and backstabbing, and you've been like an angel.
He told me, he was like, he's most threatened by you two because you two will win. In his mind.
And I don't think that's true necessarily.
I think it all
you
depends
have
on the
just
jury.
as much of a chance of winning because you haven't really fucked anybody over.
He said I voted out a lot of people. Like I put so many people up, and I was like, no, I'm okay.
He's grasping.
Maybe.
He's grasping.
So
I'm gonna put all of these into your pot.
and I'm gonna say I'm voting out Patrick.
Yes.
So I'm a little nervous. I feel like it's gonna work out fine. I hate having to pick this, but again, like I've said, for the past few interviews, I made a promise, and I'm not gonna go back on that. All right.
I have been riding with you this whole time, and I see no reason to change at this point.
Agreed.
I respect you as a game player. I was talking to Johnny in there, and we think that us three would be an awesome representation of the season, an awesome way to go out. So it's in your hands at this point. If you wanna, I would appreciate it if you voted for me.
Yeah.
What were you thinking? Do you have any?
I've had a final three with those two since round one. Not really.
Egg
ever
on my
thinking-
face.
Not ever really thinking it could be possible because I thought for sure Clay was going to go down with those girls. So yeah, that's where I stand.
So you're for sure taking them?
I'm not making the final decision from my understanding.
Oh, who y'all giving them to?
I don't even know. They're going back and forth over there now. I just said, hey.
Damn, dude. You know, I thought y'all might have had a final three, but the way I see it is,
I don't know if it's smart for me. I'll be honest.
no, I think Clay's just gonna win because
Maybe.
the thing you
I think Johnny is the more dangerous of the two. At this
Oh, I
point.
completely disagree. I think the way that Clay pivoted away from the girls is gonna give him the win in my eyes. It's probably
Maybe.
gonna get him. You really don't want to take me? Why not?
Oh, I'm not taking you.
Why not? Oh man.
Because I think you're the most dangerous one of the jury.
How?
Because you are on one, all your allies. You have more allies in there than we have allies in there. Two, you were on the bottom the whole time and worked your way up to the top four.
I was not on the bottom the whole time. Are you
But
kidding?
you were on what they see as the bottom because
How?
they're all in there, so they feel like they were on the bottom.
Wait. I'm just gonna spend this time because fuck, I'm going home. I guess it's like been a foregone conclusion for a while. But if you think about the way that the chips have been given out from eliminated players, they got the people from the early jury, and me and you, or
I think you and I still steamrolled this game from a strategic standpoint.
so why won't you let me? Why, like I don't see why.
It's not, well, one, this isn't enough.
Oh,
They have 16.
dude, it's so sad for me.
So that's part of it.
I really think they're just gonna win. And if
Maybe so.
And if you think Johnny was a bigger threat, then what does it matter? At least with me, you and Johnny, it would be close.
I think you detract from my game because I shared a lot of my moves with you. If I'm sitting up next to you, I think the people voting for us to split it one way or the other. I don't know who they're voting for. I don't care.
Man, fuck.
So that's where I'm going with it.
Can I have my chips back to vote for someone? Since it doesn't matter?
You handed them to me. I'm a bitch.
That's so sad for me. Yeah, well, you know,
Sorry.
it's fine.
But that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
I will put most of these on you though.
Okay.
Just so you get second. Because what I don't want to happen is it to be unanimous, whoever else it is. Because that's going to look terrible.
Good for them, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, man. They knew the whole time, too.
Say that.
So I heard the good news.
I slighted him.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, I wasn't going to do anything with those anyway,
No,
apparently.
you can't do anything.
Yeah,
but-
obviously.
But I will give you a vote or two.
No, I would love a vote or two, Brody. I would love it.
Show you my love one last time.
Yeah, you know. I am going to probably be campaigning for Clay. Just because I feel like the pivot he made away from those girls. I obviously didn't know about you guys' final three, like from the beginning, but the fact that he was able to maintain that, just because I feel like there was a lot of like you guys got here, but probably not in like a super conventional way, which I respect. It made it more hidden for me. But you know, I respect it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate
I
you
honestly-
being reasonable.
I honestly always joke and say, like, everybody takes these games so seriously. That was really difficult.
Yeah,
Not like in an emotional
that-
way, but
no,
just like in
that-
a, like,
And that's
Yeah.
another reason
Feel like an
why,
asshole
like,
kinda
for
way.
you to go against them, I know that must be super hard. Because I've played in many of these games where people just get comfortable with the people they know, and that's all they're doing.
I told you guys I did that in my first Survivor game, and it almost fucked my entire thing.
No, and I hope it.
And so I was like,
pans out
I
for
saw
you.
that opportunity. I knew I could put enough trust in you guys and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this because I know that they're doing what they're saying they're doing, and they're not trying to set me up.
All right,
You're type,
fine,
yeah,
fine.
just get me out of here. I'm ready to
Let's
go.
get to the vote. Patrick, you first. Come with me.
Okay. Oh, look it.
Hello, Patrick.
Hi.
How are you voting?
Sadly, for nobody. But I'll probably be voting for, what's his name? Clay to win. Unless he just like absolutely bombs on the jury. We'll see. I'm excited. Pissed. I thought Brody was not Christian. Little did I know.
Maybe they're gonna gotcha me, but I feel like they're not. I feel like Johnny, Clay, and I have done everything we said we'd do, and honestly, I think these are the best 4 players in the game. Patrick gave me all 12 of his. I gave all of my personal ones to Johnny. I think Johnny gave them to Clay. I think Clay's gonna vote for Johnny. I'm going to give, let's see. It kind of look bad if I'm the only one out of vote, huh? I'll give Johnny 4. And I'll give Patrick 8.
Thank you. Goodbye. So, walk us through your vote.
Well, I don't have any. I put my trust in Clay to give me all the votes back so that I can take him and Brody. We'll see if that turns out, but it should.
All right. Good luck.
Thanks.
Walk us through your votes.
This is the most delicious part of this whole day. So, all of these are going to Johnny. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 2 banked votes. 14 seeds and 2 banked votes for Johnny to make his final big move before final victory.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Head on back. Time for the results. Clay and Brody.
Floppiana.
Dust.
Turd City.
All right, so it's between Patrick and Johnny by a vote of 20 to 8. Johnny, you have one final immunity. Clay, let's clap for that. Patrick, Brody, and Clay, have a seat.
Oh! Which do I want?
All right, Johnny. Before you cast your final vote face to face, the other 3 finalists will be able to have a quick word to you, quick beg, and then we'll give it over with. Brody, you're first.
I'm gonna stay seated for this one if you don't mind. I know you, myself, and Clay, round 1, we looked at each other and said, hey, let's do this thing. I think we have the skill set to run this game, and as many lies as I told throughout the game to everyone else, you and Clay, I never did. And the reason for that is because I wanted to be here with you. So I look forward to that if that is what you so desire.
Patrick.
All right, look, Johnny, I know since round 1, me and you, I respect whatever decision you make. I genuinely think that you have a better chance if he's not sitting in the final 3 with you, and that's all I can say. I mean, if you were to vote him out, it's not much he can do past that. I think it would be a huge move, and the jury would respect it, but again, I respect whatever decision you make.
Clay.
We bonded very early on. Gave you my word. I had your back, you had mine. We made some good moves together. Had each other's backs. Ended up here, and I'm super proud to hopefully be in the final 3 with you.
All right, so Johnny, stand up, say a few words, cast your final vote to Spanish. The eliminated player will say his goodbyes, and go with Brandon.
Okay, so for me, I've had this alliance with Brody and Clay for the whole game. I put my trust in them. They never showed any, I never had any doubt with them. So I'm gonna have to vote out Patrick.
Patrick, you have been banished from the greenhouse. Thanks for playing.
Good game, man. Great game. Very fun. Had a good time. Lost. Fine. Whatever. I'm fine.
Wait, come on. Fuck that. Oh.
Can we get a hug?
Let me
boys.
We did it.
Did do it.
I feel so tall.
The finish line is in sight. Who will win the Greenhouse Season 2? Find out next time on the final episode of the season.